Welcome to Moms with a Call. We're not here to preach, convert, or fix you. We're here to listen.
We're Mackenzie
and Rebecca, two women with messy stories, honest questions, and a quiet hope that maybe Jesus looks a lot more like love than we were ever shown. If you've ever wondered if there's a place for you in all of this, there is. Come, have a seat at the table. You're safe here. You're welcome here. Let's begin.
They have showed up at every single major, devastating event that has happened. I mean, they're, and then the mules. You're talking. What is the name of them? I know some of us are Cajun, but there's a group of them, and then because I think they showed up to Texas too, and they bring the mules down there and they load up because there's some places they can't get on vehicle or car,
so they can take the
mules
mules
with them or ride them, and they have these satchels back in the day, and they would.
Cool. That's cool.
It really just shows
cool
how it really is like Jesus's mission. It's people coming together, believers, non-believers, poor,
Yeah, you got to see
rich.
a whole new side to humanity.
I can't.
Yeah.
What did that look like? I mean,
Wow, what can I do?
It gave me faith in me, honestly. Like
This is where I was raised. Like, I'm going out there. Like we're going to get this done, regardless of what people think. It's going to happen. Yeah, it was just caring about the well-being door to door of people. Yeah, the beauty of humanity. That's all that kept going through my mind.
Yeah.
it really was.
You're really created. Like even differences that people may have. You saw that disappear.
Yeah,
and
there was no boundary.
Everybody was on the
anymore.
same team for sure. Everybody was on the same team. We needed to see that. And it's not something you think about as this is all going on, but after everything kind of afterwards and slowed down, it was like that warms your heart to see that. Doesn't matter what you believe in, what you don't, your politics, whatever. Everybody showed up on the same team
Created in the likeness of Christ.
I mean, this is what it's all about. Yeah, this is exactly what it's all about.
It showed what unity truly looks like, and we were right in the midst of a very divisive election, hardcore, and that was totally set aside.
Yeah.
100%, and we got a little glimmer of unity.
Yeah, it was
And I
awesome.
can't imagine how that felt,
It's there.
seeing it in person.
Oh, it's cool. It was awesome. It's a great reminder of what we're created to do. It was almost like, for some people, they didn't have a choice, so they had to depend on some things. Some people didn't have a choice, so they had to help, even though they didn't want to. And that's when you saw humanity just being taken care of. It might not have been pretty. It might not have been the best process or the procedure.
So this actually
never
brought you
thought about
guys
that.
closer. Like,
We talked every day just about. I mean, it was.
Naturally, yeah.
Yeah, he would call me saying, "Hey, look, list is changing again. We need this. Like, if you come across this," or I would call him and say, "All right, well, y'all are good for now. Like, is there somewhere else we can take?" But yeah, it was cool. I mean, now that you think about it, it was 100 miles an hour there for a while. It was cool to be able to talk to him every day, and I don't know, it just happened the way it did. And I knew he was busting his rear up there, and since it started, from the moment that it started with the flooding, and I was like, I gotta help. I gotta help, man. We gotta figure something out.
how long did it end up being that you were doing relief efforts?
How long did you take out work?
He did it.
So I actually interviewed. It's hilarious. So I have a new agent who's from up there, and I am usually like bow tie and just not really suit, but pretty straight dressed. And I interviewed him, and I apologized for being in a t-shirt and Carhartts and boots, because I mean this is just what you wore for a little bit until you figured it out. But it was you didn't stop working. Naturally, for me, I was an insurance agent, right? So folks came in needing help. These were our clients. Y'all, we had clients that just had a hurricane hit. They're worried about their bill. They come in, they pay their bill, they walk out, and they were able to get stuff they needed. Like, it started in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And then people just started dropping off stuff in the parking lot. They're like, okay, we're going to do this for a week, and then we got to find a warehouse. And that's where it started, kind of get back to the evolution. But I remember, you didn't stop working. I remember one of my leaders showing up, and he called me, and he's an intimidating guy. And he said, hey, he said, what you doing? And I'm like, oh, I had to go run up here and check on somebody that was helping with a bridge. And he's like, okay, I got this guy in a Humvee wanting to know where he needs to go. And then there's some horses here and they need to know where they're going. And I was like, oh, shoot.
He's calling me.
I got to get back.
Yeah.
So I ran back down to the office. And he's dressed to help. And so, people just started seeing what needed to be done kind of thing. For me, I was able to be an agent and help people at the same time.
Amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
And some people were like, well, you just did that so you could write more insurance down the road. Nah, not really. These were people that have paid a premium and they need you now. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. And so that was the natural kind of fit. We had...
So then you were helping. You're probably still working on claims.
Still get claims.
Yeah.
Still get fresh claims of people that they didn't want to bother you with making a claim back then. They wanted other people to be able to do it.
Like really needed it.
Yeah. And so now they're figuring out it's the dust has settled and they're like, oof, my roof is tore up pretty bad from the storm. Mm-hmm. And I just hadn't stopped to check it, right? I'm just now forming the issues. So you saw a lot of that. But lot of working with a Farm Bureau polo on, Carhartt's boots out in the parking lot. Man, Farm Bureau agents coming up helping. People coming to help answer the phones from other Farm Bureau offices. Wow. You saw a lot of that happening. Leadership from Farm Bureau, what do you need? Virginia Farm Bureau sending stuff in, like Ross and other folks across the state were sending in. I just remember spending a lot of time in the parking lot. I remember a guy coming in and he lost his wife, a flood vehicle. And, we got him a check for his car, even though it wasn't going to do anything to help with the wife. We got him a check for his car, within about 10 days, really quick for the insurance world. And then helping pay for stuff for the wife and different things like that. We didn't have a lot of deaths, but we had a lot of things die, right? Mm-hmm. Memories washed down the river, pictures gone, houses gone, animals gone, first cars gone. I mean, things like that, man. But at the end of the day, the people came together, right? I didn't stop working as an insurance agent. Mm-hmm. I might have done some bivocational stuff, but the beauty of what I get to do is I can incorporate ministry, and I'm not going to get fussed at.
Yeah,
like that's just kind of our model.
That's important.
And so that was a huge thing of looking 6 years past taking a job opportunity and a career change to saying, all right, Lord, I'm trusting you in this new career thing, coming out of an old business I was in, and coming to a sit in my office, being like, this is why I'm doing this.
It all makes sense.
This is pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. I can help people, and I'm not going to lose my job.
Yeah.
I can help people, and I'm going to get support.
Yeah.
So that was new. I didn't really experience that in the other career I was in. So, never really stopped working. You just took on a little extra responsibility.
Yeah.
And I saw people in my office come to life and do things that you're like, oh, okay. I knew that was in there, but I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I work with all these people that we walk by each other and we say, hey, every day, but we don't, that's the extent of it. And now they're out here. What can I do, man? How can I help you? And you mentioned that this is why I do it. Right. So that just made me think of this lady. One day I get this envelope sent to the office, and it was, this was like end of the first week. And this lady, she lived up in like the Greenville area, I think I want to say. But I opened up the envelope, and it was a handwritten note. And obviously nobody writes cursive anymore. It reminded me of my grandmother because she had the most elegant cursive handwriting. And she was like, I saw your post. Instead of posting on Facebook or like commenting on a post that I had shared or whatever the case was, or a video that I put up on an update and things like that, she just wrote me a handwritten note. Oh. It still hangs on my desk. Every single day I see that note.
Power of pen, man.
And the handwritten letter, man. She just wrote this. She took the time to put a stamp on that sucker and send it on down, which nobody does anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, that's how they always did it. That's what they're used to. But that letter from this lady meant more to me than anything that could have happened in those 2 weeks. It was just like, this lady didn't even know her, never met her, nothing. It was like
she just was so
wrote me this letter and knew I worked at Megacorp, looked the address up to Megacorp, and sent me this card with a check in there to go towards the money that I was raising. I was like, This lady, I mean, she wrote me a check, and I was like, I was just, I'll go cash it and put it in the Venmo, and that's what I did. But it was just like things like that, little moments like that was like, you got to keep going. This is like when you're getting burnt out and you're, working around the clock and you're not sleeping and all this stuff, and you get this letter and you're like, yeah, we're going to keep going. We got to keep going. We got to keep doing what we're doing. You never know who's watching. Like this random lady hand wrote me, took the time to write me this note that meant the world to me,
Yeah.
It was the littlest thing, but I'll never forget her doing that. It was a lot of cool little God moments.
You said it was about 2 weeks that you were doing?
Yeah, about 2
Like
weeks.
the
It was,
hardcore.
you could kind of tell. Yeah, so about halfway through that second week, things were kind of dialing back. Like people weren't coming in. I mean, I got a call last week from a guy, Brightsville Beach Methodist. They were working with somebody in Raleigh that was trying to get a load up that still wanted us to take us. I mean, we're, almost a year later, and they were still wanting to give to these folks. They were still trying to figure out. So we did that. There was an area right outside of Asheville. It was a Hispanic community, and word got out that they were just sleeping on muddy floors, on towels. And we ended up, I can't remember exactly how it went down, but we ended up, we got on the phone with these people. I mean, but this was like a whole web of communication via social media, which is like, it's just kind of a love-hate thing with social media. But it was powerful as all get out during this whole time. Because, I don't think we could have nearly gotten what we accomplished and what we did
Without it.
Without it. So it was just, it was a wild 2 weeks that I'm thankful that we were able to kind of work together in this thing. We're 3 years apart, and we were tight growing up, but everybody goes on, they graduate, they have their families, they get married, and they kind of, but
Life
it was
is
like,
lifing.
now that you look back on it, those 2 weeks, most we had talked in a long time, so, and then I think it helped us grow closer together and our families. And so it was, God used us in a lot of ways, but there's a reason to it all.
Yeah. So where is Western North Carolina now? A year out.
Yeah, I can answer for as far up to Avery County. I've got a buddy that, he's got a warehouse in Yadkin County, and they're still sending stuff up to Avery County. Avery County was probably the hardest hit next to Asheville.
Yeah.
A lot of the same deconstruction that happened there. Just down from our house. We have literally a stretch of Deerfield Road that the past 2 rains have taken out probably 2 trees each, and the road closes. Like you still see, you just have infrastructure it's not the same, right? We've talked about more flooding. We've talked about more rain clogging up. Our drains aren't good like they used to be, right? Rivers are different. They look different than they used to be. And so we're just trying to figure that out, right? The rivers are starting to clean up. There's crews that have come in that have been contracted. Sorry that the tractors have to drive in the river, but that's been a big topic, right? It's
really?
I didn't know
It's
that.
the only way. It's the only way to clean them up. And so,
What are they worried about, like fuel getting in the water?
Well, isn't the
fish,
water's already
the fish
dirty,
and
though?
the fish and birds and true, right? Water's already dirty from cattle, right? And there's a lot of that. But for us,
Sorry,
the
I'm
river
speaking
is
for
it's a big part
I am
of
here.
the economy. You have tubing, you have rafting, fly fishing is a big deal. But a lot of those rivers were full of junk and cars, tractors,
chemicals too,
trash.
right? From
Runoff.
We didn't see a lot of that. It was like the physical big pieces of junk. And so, these companies have come in and helped clean that up. Bridges are finally, what used to be stretches of gravel that was temporary is now paved, and so they've slowly been able to get back to those things fixed up. Private roads, they're starting to get fixed up from private funding from big groups throughout the nation that are helping. It's like the further out you get, the more you're reminded that it happened.
Yeah.
But the further out you get, the better it's starting to look as far as the footprint and the impact. People's lives are lost. You can't do anything about that, but it's sweet to meet with those folks and just talk memories. And, at the end of the day, things look great. It's just, it doesn't take long to see a pallet and think, oh, we were there almost 12 months ago. Or to go into a building and it's empty when it was full of stuff for folks that needed it the most. A gravel lot that had, oh my gosh, semi-truckloads of gravel that were going somewhere every day, and now it's empty and beautiful. And you're like, yeah.
There's the risk.
At one point, right, we were thinking, what are we going to do? And now we're there to where folks are getting back to their homes. You had, man, it's kind of a beautiful, it's a crazy, beautiful thought, but businesses in Lansing that, were destroyed. Just Main Street. Main Street's like 10 businesses.
Yeah.
And they were lost, but folks have come in, locals, and bought those and to give them new life. And so there's a turnover there. Good things happen, right?
Yeah.
So fire departments with new fire trucks. I mean, y'all, it's all kinds of stuff. I think if you step back and you just check your perspective, it's what good can you see out of it? The communities are stronger. Mountain folks were stronger already, but the communities were stronger. We now know what to do if something like that happens again. I emailed a Farm Bureau in Texas because a Farm Bureau in Virginia reached out to me when we were going through it. And I reached out to one of the Texas, Kerr County, those guys there. And I just said, you don't know me. You do not know me. I've seen your pictures. I've seen what you do. Farm Bureau is our only, it's that. Like, God created us, and we got Farm Bureau, and that's what's going to bring us together. I'm here if you have any questions. We went through it 10 months ago.
Yeah.
I just want to be here for you. And then my second question was, how are you? How are your families? How's your home? How are your kids? Right? We sent a kid off to camp the same week. And Candace looks at me. She's like, honey, he's coming home.
Yeah.
They're not. And so I just said, I want to be there for you. I will come. I will fly out there. I will do whatever I can do to help. But know that you're going to have a lot of people show up in the front, and then it's going to dwindle down.
Yeah.
And it's going to turn to who's coming to help. And I just said, I'm there to talk about it. Any questions you got, man? And it's cool. A couple of those agents were like firing back, like, what can we expect? What should we be doing? What should we not do? And what little knowledge I got from what we learned and all the chaos, I just shared it with them. And so I think that's important too for other folks to be open and willing to say, all right, these folks have gone through it. We're going to take that knowledge as compared to saying, no, we're good. We're going to figure it out. It's cool to see that between,
And to be
a
so
group
thankful
of
for
4 or
it.
5 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I sit around, folks that were in the thick of it. I can remember sitting in that conference room table, Daniel and David and Marty and Rachel. She's actually writing a book right now and talking through those things and going around speaking about it. Grady Price, thankful for those people to say, okay, Jordan, we're done. Like weeks later after the storm, to say we got to get them to more professional people that have got things set up.
Yeah.
But also thankful for those folks to come to the realization of, all right, it's okay to share what we learned with others when they go through it. Don't keep it to yourself.
No,
and
they
so that's
probably
been a
don't,
whole nother, just 10 months later, it's been neat to be able to make some phone calls and drop some emails to say, hey man, I don't know it all, but I'd love to share what we were able to see work here in the mountains. Hopefully you can use it as well. It hurts, but know that was just a season and healing will come. In some neat ways.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions, but the first, so you're saying there's larger private companies that have come in to kind of help with the rebuild, but are there any resources that you feel like would be good for the listeners to maybe look into as far as helping?
I will say this. We saw a lot of help. Like the government funded part was FEMA. We saw a lot of that. And y'all, it's a tough checklist, but I saw it fulfilled. I saw it work, and I saw it help many people. The beauty of the private sector was this. Watch out for folks who have a string attached, right? You'll see a lot of that. I had a lot of guys, hey man, I got a skid steer and a dump truck. I can be up there Thursday all day and help you guys out. And the first question out of their mouth was, I need some paperwork for my invoices. Oh, we're on 2 different pages. I don't need you. And you literally, that's where it stopped. We're not on the same page, bro.
Yeah.
And like you literally had lines of tractors. And then, hey, I'm good. I'm here to serve. I don't need gas money. I don't, just tell me where to go. Give me an address. For the private part, something that I've seen work really good, and I wish it could have started sooner, but there's a large group recovery team in Watauga County, in Avery County, and Ashe County. And it was literally everybody coming together that were community members and saying, okay, we've got this opportunity to get private funding from all kinds of people,
Yeah.
but we got to make sure we have organization. And when that started, man, you saw some cool things happening. That's actually still going on.
Okay. And they're, what are they called? You know,
Yeah, large group recovery teams.
large group recovery
Yeah,
teams.
large
Okay.
group. I've got some contact information in a couple of folders, but that was neat to see come together. I was part of that for Watauga just out of the gate to help get organized, because I had been to meetings in Ashe, and so we kind of started sharing ideas back and forth. And then I realized I couldn't be in 2 places. I needed to pick one.
Yeah.
But y'all, the private funding is phenomenal. I mean, it's like, hey guys, if you can get organized, put leaders into place, and make sure that the monies can be tracked, right? We had to start a nonprofit for Ashe. We had to start a nonprofit for Watauga. It would funnel through and take care of a lot of stuff we needed.
Amazing.
So,
Wow.
yeah, campers, gravel, culverts.
Cameras became a thing.
But I can remember, y'all, this got me. It was about 9:30 one night, and a guy had called and said, hey, I hear you need culverts, plastic culverts, big piping. And I was just trying to track down gravel and culverts, right? People were worried about bread. I was worried about gravel and pipes. And he said, yeah, he's like, hey, we can help you out. It's a big company. I won't say what state and whatnot, but I own this company. I'm going to get you what you need probably by tomorrow. This was right before the hurricane came through Florida. And I was like, man, that's awesome. 5 minutes later, I got a call from another guy. He's like, hey, I hear you talk to so-and-so. Tomorrow we want to do a podcast with you. It's like, man, all right, that's cool. What we want to talk about? Guys, it was crazy. Like, it was it was just strings attached. I won't get into details because it's heartbreaking, but it was like, this is what we represent. This is what we're for. This is what we want to overtake. We'll give you all the funds you need. We'll give you all the stuff you
Did
need.
they want you to say certain things on the
Yeah.
podcast that you were like, that's not true?
They wanted information shared that was total opposite of my beliefs.
Oh my gosh.
So it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, no, I can't do that. He's like, and then you heard another voice pop in and said, well, then that stuff won't be there tomorrow. I'm so sorry. We'll have to move on. And so it was like this opportunity to get somebody on the hook.
What did Evan
help.
call it?
Profiting over tragedy.
Somebody
or profiting-
else's tragedy.
So I say that to say this: you got to be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
Right. I dealt with it one-on-one. I can remember where I was standing, what I was wearing. I was
Yeah.
heartbroken. But at the end of the day, we didn't need it.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all worked. It all worked out.
And God will find a way.
Yeah, it all worked out. And so, funds come in through different things. And
So see,
it was cool.
From being, from obviously I was not anywhere as involved as you guys, but being on the backside, I just sitting at home wanting to help so badly. That was a really big thing for a lot of people in our community was, well, we want to donate, we want to help, but we want to make sure that our dollar is actually going
To the-
100% or 80% at minimum, right? Like going to these people who need it, not to be jumping through all these hoops or paying other. And again, I know people who are in nonprofits, they need salaries obviously to do the work, but we just,
Sure.
it was so hard to try to figure out who was real, who was popping up just to profit, right? Or just to, take pictures and look pretty and your money
we saw
was
a lot of that doing it for the gram, man.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like that's
Families in the background and then
Yeah,
the
yeah,
cheese.
yeah.
So they were like
crazy.
taking pictures
That's
of their
crazy.
volunteer work.
Yeah.
But they didn't volunteer. They got out and just took the picture, right? I heard a lot of that going on.
You saw some of that.
And it's a hard balance too, because I get, being on social media, that is what got so much support sin
Absolutely.
to Western, but there's a line, right? And it's I think some people's line is a little bit different than maybe your line or my line.
Intentions, right?
And that just makes me think, like, when it all first went down, it's like, who you called, you knew most likely what the answer was going to be when you called them for help. Like, you know, whether it was Jimmy and Keaton, that I say, bring your box truck over, you know, they use for the bike drive.
No strings attached.
Jimmy was
like what
there.
you're
Jimmy
saying.
was there 15, 20 minutes. They're pulling in the parking lot, him and Keaton with the truck. And then next thing you know, the UNCW basketball team showing up to help us load pallets and wrap pallets.
Awesome.
And they
You know,
weren't
so it
like,
was-
hey, tag us on Instagram and
man.
the store. It was just like, we're here to help.
Nah.
We're here to serve.
It's true.
That's it.
That's
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't imagine that. That would. I heard a lot of that going on.
It's like how you can take your selfies after you complete the job.
Yeah, yeah. People trying to call me out for every time a truck pulled off. We do a selfie video with the drivers and these guys and say, you know, here goes truck number 12 and boys on the way out in the parking lot. But we were trying to like,
But
Might have
that's
been the
different.
only time.
You were
like-
doing the work already.
yeah, we were doing the work, but this was just something to like encourage others to come help
But
us.
you
to
were
come
also highlighting the driver who just took
doing this.
his
God,
time
when
out
I
of their
say
day
to this day, I haven't gotten that invoice. I mean, these are guys I talk to on a daily basis. I talk to just as much money, you know. So these are guys that I knew in their hearts that God was going to use us all as a team.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, it was the search and rescue from Wrightsville Beach showing up with trailer loads. The fire department from Wilmington and Wrightsville Beach showing up with goods. They were rounding up stuff and bringing it to us. They knew we had the trucks. That helped, but it was just such a cool thing to think back on and knowing that, you know, I'm thankful for my friend group. I'm thankful and I'm proud to be from this community. And I'm just, man, for y'all to be in the thick of it, do what you did. And it was,
Sorry, I thought I heard something.
Mama chicken early. No,
Yeah, I was like, I just heard a thumb.
cut.
Yeah,
It's just cool to think back on it and just how great of a community that we live in. And I know you're proud of but I'm just glad that, you know, that everybody was just there to help us, man, because it was, I know y'all have done the same for us. So
No doubt.
Yeah.
It definitely showed, like, it's much easier than people make it out to be. The fact that people just showed up and they just said, hey, what can we do, man? What can we do? I came, this is my strength, but you tell me what I need to do. Right? Like, we had guys that could drive tractors, but then we needed to do body counts. Hey, we're going to give you some addresses. We just need you to go check those addresses right quick. And then give us reconnaissance and bring it back to us, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So I will say that people, one of the big learns through that kind of thing, you were kind of hitting on there a minute ago, was that it's, if you go to help, be ready to be told no, but be flexible, right? And be ready to say, hey, all right, can you put me down? Can I come back next week? Or can I come back a couple of days from now? So when it happens, it's very overwhelming, right? And there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that going on to where people felt like they couldn't be used. But it literally would have looked like, okay, if you can just have a seat here, we're going to figure out where to put you.
Yeah.
And that might have been 24 hours later, right? But then there's the rogue side to it. This was beautiful. You just go. You don't need permission to go do any of that, right?
Yeah.
Now, the locals may not know you, so you might want to just say, hey, I'm here to help. I'm here to offer help. If not, they might fuss at you from the front porch.
Get off my lawn.
We did see some of that. Who are you with, unfortunately? Because we just had guys going out, man. They didn't need instructions. They're just like, hey, we're just going to figure it out. We're just going to go door to door and make sure people don't need anything. And that's kind of what started, just checking on people, humanity.
And then you had, you know, the ones that were, I'm good, you know, go check on such and such down the way. You know,
I would tell people to almost argue and say,
No,
you
what
know
do you
what?
need?
You're not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, guys, the trucks that we would back up to front porches and literally just turn away and not look so that they weren't embarrassed to get things off of it. That was a cool learn. All right, we're going to turn our backs and we're going to go chat over here.
Yeah.
Y'all get what you need. We'll give you 2 minutes. And you come back and stuff was missing. It was gone. They got what they needed.
Just what
and
they
they
needed.
pride, they protected pride and they walked inside.
Gosh, I wouldn't have even thought about
and then
that.
we're
being
like, hey,
embarrassed.
you need anything else? Here's the phone number to the hotline. We opened a hotline and we rolled on to the next neighbor. Well, Gene needs such and such a couple doors down. I do know that if you got any of that on the truck. And so it just kept,
Wow.
it was the simplicity of it all, right? There were some people that they didn't want to be seen taking from somebody else's goods that they could have if they needed it worse than they did. And so you literally just turned around and said, we'll give you a couple minutes in privacy and get what you need. Some people might be a little hurt and be like, all right, well, we ain't seen nothing else. No, that's not that. Listen, human nature is nobody wants to know anybody's business.
Yeah.
Right? Even when the floodwaters hit, we
Yeah.
still got this level of pride to us. We're like, I don't need anything. I'm good. Right. And for me, I just told our volunteers, I was like, when you hear I'm good, you hear I need help. Like that's what they're screaming out. I really do need help. So that was a learn as well.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't.
Something you don't think of
No, you
until
don't.
it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, until it happens. And we deal with it every day, right? How you doing, man?
Right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Also, man, I'm so good.
Yeah.
I'm so good. I'm so good. And then you get by yourself, and you're like,
Man, I'm not.
dang. All right. So we saw that. We saw that with people just getting stuff out to them.
I guess right before we end, can we briefly just touch on the mental toll that this all kind of took on the community? And you even, being there and seeing that happen to your community.
You got people that really mean, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to help you. And then you got people that are like, oh, God, please say I don't need anything. Because, like, that means I'm going to have to actually do something.
Yeah.
I think you got two groups of people in that. And I see it. I see it in ministry. I see it in life. I see it in church. I see it all over in the workplace. I really never dealt much with mental anguish and trauma. Right. But I think I've talked more about post-traumatic thoughts and just the mental side of it with folks more in the past 10 months than I did ever in my life before. Because it just takes the smell of something. It takes the sight of something to just bring it all back. Right. So yeah, we've seen a lot of that. I saw it on my employees I don't use the word my employees, I'm sorry, colleagues at the office that dealt with, they grew up with these people that lost people. They grew up with these people that lost homes. And so, there's filing the claim and then there's taking care of the person one-on-one. You got to see that. But yeah, mentally, there was a lot of different thoughts and pain probably there for some folks. And I think it's different for everybody, right? I can see names, I can see insurance files. I keep notes, very thorough notes on each client, and I can see those notes just pop out on the screen. It takes me right back to day 3, or it takes me right back to having my arms around her because she lost her home and all she's got is her car. It takes me right back to filing the death claim because that person's life was lost in a flood. So mentally, yeah, that was a whole nother. I feel like I had thick skin. I never had issues really with that, but I never walked through something major. I feel like the Lord's given me a pretty cool heart to deal with folks through death and through events in life to be there, to truly be there for somebody. Like, I'm game for that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to press you. I'm not going to pressure you into opening up to me. But if you know Jordan, you will know that you can call me at 2 a.m. and I'm gonna roll with you. We're gonna do life. We're gonna get in the tall grass with each other. But mentally, yeah, Ashe County, Watauga County, Avery County. I couldn't answer for anybody else, but for Jordan, it did leave an impact on me. There's some days I can be in the left lane at the same time I was when I was on the phone call trying to figure out where something needed to go. And it was just a quick reminder that it was there. You roll into Creston, North Carolina, and on the south side of the slope, not a tree standing. But on the north side, it looks like nothing ever happened.
Wow.
And so you have those quick reminders. And just in the moment, man, it pops up. It did happen. So
Yeah.
Our brains are like hard drives. They just don't, you can't erase them. You can move them into other folders maybe and kind of tuck it away. But I did learn a lot to the statement, I'm okay. And you just slowed that person down. I said, not really.
They're surviving. They're in survival
we saw that with our
mode.
emergency staff, our volunteers that had never answered a call before, and they're in it, right? They've got no trucks in the station. Their services are down. Meals and things like that. Mentally, it was exhausting. That was probably the most I'd been pressed in my life, just in an experience like that. I was raised to be okay all the time, and that right there was something to show me. The Lord said, hey, it's okay, man. It is okay for your kids to see you cry.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay for your clients to see you cry. It's okay to be out in the community covered in mud and dealing with life. So it brought a new meaning to I'm okay. Like we just don't use that vocabulary anymore, right? So yeah, mentally it's tolling. I'd never experienced that before until this happened. Yeah.
Do you feel like when you say you were raised to be okay, do you feel in a way, yes, you went through something really traumatic with the flood, but at the same time that you were trying to make sure everyone else was okay, do you feel like you were being healed for not having to be okay all the time?
It was a distraction for Jordan to be like, I'm good.
Okay.
Right, because you hadn't stopped to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, you were just going so quick. You really hadn't stopped to think about, am I really good?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's something you had to learn in that moment and heal from your whole life, essentially.
Yeah. I was taught. Yeah. I mean, men were not to cry. Men were not to for their children to cry. Right. To see them cry. Men weren't. I was raised I didn't have tough questions. I didn't have tough answers. I didn't have tough conversations. Right. Because it was too dirty. It was too ugly. Right.
Gotcha.
But when it comes down to walking through somebody who didn't have water for 10 days, do you remember that? Man, it was so good to meet you. I was so glad I got to meet you and help you through all that. I was so glad you got to help your neighbor. I was so glad. So that's like the healings, it like slowly comes in because everything has slowed down. The media's gone, right? Your nonprofits are on to other projects. They're rolling, doing what they do. But for me, it pushed off me dealing with it because I just keep helping.
Yeah.
Right. The adrenaline's running. It's running. As long as I was helping somebody, the adrenaline was pumping. But then when all that kind of quieted down, I was like, okay, I got some stuff to deal with.
Yeah.
Like I saw a lot.
You did.
Saw a lot and went through a lot and talked through a lot in a short period of time. And so, yeah. You kind of got to sit down and really take a breath and rest. I learned the Lord really showed me to protect my yeses and nos more, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Don't say yes to everything. Don't say no to everything. Really, really check through those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of is a great segue to our last
final
question. Do you want to ask her?
Yeah, sure. So every guest we're having on, we're asking the same question. And because it's the theme of our season with the podcast is surrender. So what does surrender mean to you, especially now going through all of this?
Giving all that I am to all that He is.
So
Amen.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's going to surrender to something. But for me, like that's just biblical worship with my life. Like that's what I want to do. That's what I want my children to see me do. I get to see my wife do that. I want her to see me do that. Everybody's going to surrender to something.
Yeah.
It's just going to be, is it the right thing to surrender to? So.
It's a good one.
That is a good one. All right, Ross.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you follow that one?
I've been thinking about that for a while. It's funny you asked that. That was like preloaded. That was good.
Preparation, yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Just what it means to you personally. It's going to look different
for
to
everybody.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Well,
Man, I mean, at some point, I surrender all,
Yeah, Scripture tells us not to. I mean, we can't. We were raised to love Jesus, right? We can't have one foot in the world and one foot out. It doesn't feel good to ride a fence for too long. Your crack starts hurting, right? Physically, it starts hurting, but that's what we're supposed to learn.
Lord.
I mean, you're not
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
You are
yeah.
not wrong.
I mean, it's you know, I don't know. That is
Sold out for Christ, man.
yeah.
And you might
yeah.
need to reflect on it and sit in prayer with God, and then you can come back to us.
Well, no, it's
We'll be back
you know,
over.
I think
Yeah.
You hit it, man.
yeah. I mean, I don't know why my grandparents. I think
Big part of why we do what we do. Yeah. Saw it fleshed out.
it's exactly why we did what we did.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, I don't think the audience knows that we had lost Mama right before
man.
this happened.
Yeah, yeah,
and so that's Ross and Jordan's
true.
grandmother. She was 99 years old.
Goodness.
Is probably, if I had to think of one person who resembled Jesus the most that I'd met in my life, it would be Mama Rowan. And what I feel like the task that God laid at both of y'all's feet, the way that you got up and handled it, was such a tribute to her life and what she talked to all of us. But it didn't matter who was in her presence. She was talking about Jesus and how you can be the
That's so
hands and
true.
feet.
That's so true.
It didn't matter if you were like a waitress or someone working in the nursing home or her family. Like, she was going to teach you how to be the hands and feet. And that she had passed away right before.
And it sounds
The
like she
flood
just
happened.
passed the baton.
There's nah, I'm not getting off topic, but our other grandmother is.
Man, we were fortunate, man. We were so fortunate.
You missed out on a good one.
I know I didn't get to meet her.
Man, some awesome lady.
She, I don't remember. There was a song she played at her funeral. That was it.
Was it about surrender?
I surrender all.
Oh,
And so,
I'm so glad.
I think that, golly, man, I only have cried since Helene, but
it's okay.
it's heavy. It's super heavy.
Yeah, man.
You know, I think we just. I mean, I know it was me. I wanted to do more. You know, I that's just why I was trying so hard to do from a distance. But I thank God for our grandparents, man.
I heard it said, and this has never left me. I don't think I've shared this with you. My kids know. Candace knows. But a guy challenged me one time. He said, Jordan, he said, you have to live to impact 7 generations.
Whoa.
And I remember walking away thinking, dude is crazy. Like, it is not possible. But there it is.
Their influence was
that
like
is
no other.
Phoebe
Yeah.
seeing mom and dad do what they did. Phoebe takes it in. Phoebe grows up. She does what mom and dad did. I want to love Jesus like my mom and dad. Then her grandchildren see, like, that's where the generations hit. There will be stories about the flood. Do you remember back in 2024 when so and so did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, they love Jesus.
Yeah. Thank God for our grandparents. I don't think, you know,
So
we do
true.
certain things
So
today as we've gotten older. We do things because they were an influence. And
Sure.
those,
Sure,
you know,
big time.
That's great.
Rod and Ebba Joe Morrison were our main influence. I mean, that's all we had, most part. You know, they taught us about everything we know. And that's all we can do is pass it on. I think, what a way to go out, man.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
That's a true.
To have that song, like,
Yeah.
All to Jesus I surrender. All to Him I freely give. I will ever love and trust Him.
You're so right, Jordan. That is the true
You have a
definition
choice
of
to what you want to surrender
generational
to.
wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you surrender to loving others more than yourself, or do
Yep.
you surrender to, I'm really going to seek after everything I need, and
Yeah,
nobody else
yeah.
matters, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the reason we did it. And that's the reason we did what we did. And,
They love Jesus and showed it, man.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting how you said people will talk about the flood, but will you talk about those little moments where Jesus really showed up? And I feel like we should. I didn't think about that. That like hit me where I'm like, let's switch the narrative moving forward, not just with Western North Carolina flood, but any tragedy or anything in general. And let's really talk about Jesus. That's the whole reason we started this podcast.
Exactly.
Was to switch the narrative of, yeah, we can talk about the flood and the tragedy. It deserves to be talked about, but let's not forget the Jesus that showed up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold myself to that.
Yeah, I know we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single day. I mean, he was there. He pointed us in the right direction, you know, on how to help y'all, and pointed other people in the right direction on how to help us help y'all. And like, I mean, sure. I just can't stop thinking about all these different people coming from all these different directions. And
Well, I can tell you, I mean, he is so proud of you guys. I know he is.
I know Matt
He's
wants
sitting
to.
too. Yeah, looking at you. I mean, look at what you guys did. I'm not trying to glorify it, but you guys are incredible. And you
Just wanted to be
answered the
messenger
call.
boy, man.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Your grandparents are definitely proud of you.
oh my gosh.
I know they were all sitting up there like, wow. But it's like you said, they've modeled that behavior and that lifestyle. And kids really do take that in and take it to heart. And they're either like, hey, this is going to work for me and I believe in this, or hey, that's not going to work for me. I don't believe in that. So to be the parent or the grandparent or the great-grandparent or the great-great-grandparent that just shows who Jesus is, that's the goal.
Well, they were consistent too.
think-
They were just, I mean, it was everything about them, everything they did.
Sure.
Everybody they came in touch with, everybody knew them. Everybody remembered Rod Nebuchadnezzar.
The way you make people
The way you make people feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, y'all, it kind of boils down to like the gospel, right? I think people are tired of hearing about it. They want to see it,
Yeah,
right?
facts.
And whether it's being a mom, whether it's delivering mail, whether it's being a butcher, whether it's being a farm bureau agent, whether it's being a truck and logistic guy, I mean, people ready to see it. And you do get to see it through trials like this, hopefully.
Yeah.
Right? That was my prayer, is like, just use me today, Lord. Just use me, right? And let it lead to something greater. Yeah.
Well, that was true discipleship back in biblical times. It wasn't so much about what you were saying. It was about how you were living.
That's right.
And I feel like that. Well, I don't want to make this statement, but sometimes I feel like that's gotten lost
Yeah.
in our modern community with discipleship, because we're sitting here discipling in the comfort of our homes, and these men and women were going out and basically forfeiting it, not basically, literally sacrificing their lives for it.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you mentioned that, because I had quiet time with God about, because sometimes I'll see things online about Christianity and my initial reaction is to defend it. Like, no, that's not true. That's a misrepresentation. That's it's not the truth. And it makes me want to scream. But I've so heard him say, live it. You don't need to
Live it.
speak it. Live it. Show them.
That's it, man.
And
That's it.
align your heart with Jesus and live it, and people will really grab onto that more than they
great thought.
will a fight on the internet.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know?
No,
Yep.
it's so true.
But
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, this has been awesome.
no,
It's been
glad
a
that-
treat
Thank you for
sure.
coming on here
Yeah, we
and
appreciate
telling
it.
us,
So good.
talking with us.
Excited for what you guys are doing. So
thank you.
Thank you.
good.
We've had just the best conversations.
We
I don't
have.
know. It's God, but like, I'm like, I don't know how we keep having such good conversations.
Yeah.
It's God.
He's sent us, truly.
It's on it's, yeah.
Everyone so far.
I mean, y'all wouldn't know each other if it wasn't
for God.
for-
Yeah.
Yeah, for Western North Carolina.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's cool. God puts people in your lives for a reason, and might not make sense at the
He
time, but
he works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
so
Well, thank you guys
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
y'all.
thank you.
Thank
It's
y'all.
been an honor.
Thanks for being here with us today. If something resonated, maybe a sentence, a silence, or a story, hold on to that. If you felt seen or stirred or simply curious, we hope you'll join us again. Until then, stay open, stay tender, and remember, there's always a seat for you at the table.